Hi everyone, it's Carolyn from True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings. I'm here with some more updates in the case of the missing Fort Hood soldier Vanessa Guillen, whose remains were discovered June 30th near the Leon River in Texas, and there was a criminal complaint that was released. I also have the name of the civilian who allegedly helped with the dismemberment and burial of Vanessa's body, and some more information about the soldier that killed himself, who allegedly murdered Vanessa. So let's take a look at all of this stuff. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. There's a subscribe button in the lower corner of the video. We'd love to have you a member of the best community on YouTube. And we're a lot more than just true crime here, so it's your full lifestyle channel. Now let's see what's going on here. So the human remains were found of Vanessa Guillen, and they were found along the Leon River in Bell County, about 20 miles east of Fort Hood. The evidence shows that the remains are Guillen, according to the family attorney, but they're still awaiting a positive ID. The family attorney describes this as devastating, gruesome, and barbaric. The criminal complaint that was released by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Texas charges that a civilian helped hide the body of Vanessa Guillen, and that a soldier had requested her help in getting rid of evidence after he had bludgeoned Vanessa with a hammer at Fort Hood, and then he later dismembered and dumped her body. The Army said on Wednesday that the soldier suspected in Vanessa's disappearance had killed himself. So at that press conference, the Army identified the soldier suspected in Vanessa's disappearance as Aaron David Robinson. Army investigators declined to comment further on the details of Vanessa's case at that time, saying they did not want to compromise the ongoing investigation. A criminal complaint released later Thursday said that the civilian arrested in connection to Vanessa's case is Cecily Aguilar, 22, of Killeen, Texas. Aguilar faces one count of conspiracy to tamper with evidence. Robinson enlisted Aguilar's help to help him dispose of Vanessa's body, according to this criminal complaint. Aguilar later recognized Vanessa, the complaint says, and helped Robinson mutilate and hide her body. Aguilar was arrested Wednesday and was being held Thursday in the Bell County Jail in Belton, Texas, according to the booking records. It was unclear whether she had an attorney to speak on her behalf. The family attorney for Vanessa said that the U.S. Army Criminal Investigations Division told her that Robinson cleaned up the area where Vanessa was killed, placed her body in a container, and wheeled her out to his car. And after driving to pick up Aguilar, the pair drove to a nearby river. They tried to burn Vanessa's body, but later chopped it up with a machete. And then they put cement on the body and buried the remains. Tim Miller of Texas EcoSearch, who was assisting in the search for Vanessa, said that investigators found a lid last week that belonged to a container consistent with one a witness saw loaded into a car at 8:30 the night that Vanessa disappeared. Investigators were called back to the scene this week when a man working in the area reported a foul odor. Tim Miller said it appeared the suspect buried her, put lime on her, mixed up concrete, put that over her, put dirt over her, along with rocks and stuff. The family has said they believed Vanessa was sexually harassed by the military suspect and is calling for a congressional investigation. Vanessa's older sister, Mayra Guillen, told the Associated Press on Thursday that her family was distraught after learning details about her sister's disappearance. The family had previously said they believed the Army was covering up details of Vanessa's disappearance. "There are a lot of horrifying things that happened that day," said her sister Mayra. "There are just no words." Mayra said that her sister had spoken with their mother about experiencing sexual harassment, but that her mother has been too devastated to talk about it. From their text conversation, Mayra said she believes her sister was afraid during her time at Fort Hood. Army investigators said at their Thursday press conference that they had no credible evidence that Vanessa Guillen had been sexually harassed or assaulted. "We are still investigating their interactions, but at this time there is no credible information for reports that Specialist Robinson sexually harassed Specialist Guillen," said Fort Hood CID Special Agent Damon Phelps. Guillen was last seen April 22nd in the parking lot at Fort Hood. She was set to be promoted to specialist this month, July. Her car keys, barracks, room key, ID card, and wallet were found in the room where she was working the day she disappeared. Authorities said Wednesday that Robinson, age 20, of Calumet City, Illinois, a Chicago suburb on the Indiana border, pulled a gun and shot himself as police were trying to make contact with him. The Army CID and the League of United Latin American Citizens offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to Vanessa's whereabouts. The attorney for the family, and we reported this yesterday, told the Army Times that Specialist Vanessa Guillen, 20, was slain with a hammer April 22nd inside the armory room where she worked and where her car keys, barracks room key, ID card, and wallet were later found abandoned. The attorney said her information came from officials with the Army Criminal Investigation Command who briefed the family on the evidence in the case. This heinous act caused her blood to be splashed all over the armory room. Now, with the suspect that's in the jail now, again, her name is Cecily Aguilar, 22. She is charged with one count of conspiracy to tamper with evidence. The Army said Aguilar is the estranged wife of a former soldier who was stationed at Fort Hood. Aaron David Robinson, a 20-year-old Army specialist, was identified as the person of interest in Vanessa Guillen's case. Robinson died by suicide when authorities made contact with him on Wednesday, according to Special Agent Damon Phelps with the Army's Criminal Investigation Command. The criminal complaint, which we're going to go over in depth and right from the documents themselves in just a second here, said that Aguilar and Robinson used a hatchet or axe and a machete-type knife to dismember the body. They allegedly tried to burn Vanessa's body and place the remains in 3 separate holes and cover them up. The remains found in a shallow grave near the Leon River in Bell County have yet to be formally identified by authorities. Aguilar faces up to 20 years in prison with a maximum of a $250,000 fine if convicted. She's currently being held at the Bell County Jail. Her first court appearance will be in Waco, and that hearing is expected to take place early next week. This is the criminal complaint, which will be followed up with the affidavit. United States District Court, Western Division of Texas, United States of America versus Cecily Ann Aguilar. I, the undersigned complainant, being duly sworn, state the following is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. From on or about April 23, 2020 through June 30, 2020 in Bell County in the Western District of Texas, defendant did unlawfully and willfully combine, conspire, confederate, and agree together and with others to corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal an object or attempt to do so with the intent to impair its integrity and availability for use in an official proceeding in violation of Title 18 United States Code Sections 1512C1 and K. I further state I am a Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and that this complaint is based on the following facts. See attached affidavit, continued on the attached sheet, and made a part hereof. Yes. Jonathan Varga, Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation, sworn to before me and subscribed in my presence July 2nd, Waco, Texas. I, Jonathan W. Varga, having been duly sworn, depose, and say the following is true according to my knowledge and belief. Your affiant is a special agent of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, United States Department of Justice. I have been employed as a special agent of the FBI for over 16 years, and I am currently assigned to the San Antonio Division Waco Residence Agency, WRA, in Waco, Texas. I am currently assigned to a violent crime squad where my responsibilities include enforcing federal criminal statutes, including investigating violent crimes to include murder, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to commit a crime occurring within the Fort Hood military installation. Fort Hood is a place of special maritime and territorial jurisdiction for the federal government. As part of these duties, your affiant has become involved in the investigation of suspected violations of Title 18 United States Code, and that is conspiracy to corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object or attempts to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding. The facts in this affidavit come from your affiant's personal observations, his training and experience, and information obtained from other law enforcement officers and witnesses. Your affiant is currently involved with U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command, Texas Rangers, U.S. Marshals Service, and other agencies regarding the activities of U.S. Army Specialist Aaron Robinson and Cecily Aguilar. The statements contained in this affidavit are based on information provided to your affiant by other law enforcement officers who investigate these types of crimes and through his personal investigation. Your affiant has set forth herein the facts I believe are necessary to establish probable cause that said violation does exist. Since this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of securing an arrest warrant, your affiant has not included each and every fact known to him concerning this investigation. Your affiant has set forth only facts that I believe are necessary to establish probable cause. On April 23, 2020, USA CID was notified by a captain in the Regimental Provost Marshal 3rd Cavalry Regiment, Fort Hood, Texas, that Private First Class Vanessa Guillen had been reported missing by her unit. A witness stated that Private First Class Guillen left the arms room where she was working to visit the arms room of another location at Fort Hood, one controlled by Specialist Aaron Robinson, in order to confirm serial numbers for weapons equipment. The witness verified that Private First Class Guillen left the arms room without her U.S. Army identification card, bank card, or car keys with her barracks keys attached. The witness stated that her property was still in the arms room when he searched the arms room for the day. A search of Private First Class Guillen's phone records revealed the last outgoing text message from her phone was a message to Specialist Robinson's phone. Specialist Robinson was one of the last people known to have seen Private First Class Guillen on 4/22/2020. Specialist Robinson stated that he texted Private First Class Guillen to inform her he was in the arms room. He said she read serial numbers for equipment, and afterward he gave her paperwork and the serial number for a .50 caliber machine gun which needed to be serviced. He said he left the arms room and he believed she would have gone to the motor pool. Witnesses at the motor pool prepared to receive the paperwork from Private First Class Guillen stated that she did not arrive with the papers. On 4/28/2020, the USCID interviewed Specialist Robinson. Among the things he said concerning his activities on 4/22, Robinson stated that after he finished his work, he went to his off-post residence he shared with his girlfriend, Cecily Aguilar. She did not leave the rest of the night, except around 6:30 p.m. when he had come on post to sign on to a government computer to enroll in training. On May 18, 2020, two witnesses were interviewed who stated that on 4/22 they observed Specialist Robinson pulling a large tough box with wheels that appeared very heavy in weight coming out of the arms room, the same room where Specialist Robinson worked. The two witnesses observed Specialist Robinson load the tough box into his vehicle and drive away. On May the 19th, Specialist Robinson consented to a search of his cellular phone by UFED extraction. A review of the phone call logs revealed Specialist Robinson called Aguilar multiple times during the night of 4/22, and as late as 3:30 a.m. on 4/23, Specialist Robinson also received calls from Aguilar throughout the day. Cecily Aguilar, girlfriend of Specialist Robinson, was interviewed on 6/19/2020. Aguilar stated that she was with Specialist Robinson all night on the night of April 22nd. She was asked by Specialist Robinson would call her at midnight if he was at the residence with her. She stated that she could not find her phone and that Specialist Robinson called the phone to help her find it. This statement, however, is inconsistent with the length of the calls. Specialist Robinson called Aguilar several times throughout the night, and the calls after midnight were for lengths greater than 1 minute. Aguilar, during a re-interview, stated that she lied in her previous statement. She stated that she did leave her residence because one of the ways she copes is by taking long drives. Aguilar stated that she was with Specialist Robinson on the night of 4/22, where they took a long drive to a park in Belton, Texas to look at the stars. Aguilar stated that after going to the park, they returned home. An analysis of phone records pertaining to Specialist Robinson's telephone was conducted. A review of the location data revealed that at approximately 1:59 a.m. on 4/23, Specialist Robinson's cell phone was identified in the vicinity of FM 436 and West Main Street in Belton, Texas, specifically on or around a bridge. Specialist Robinson's cell phone then tracked along the Leon River in a northward direction. Specialist Robinson's cell phone remained in the area for approximately 2 hours. Aguilar's cellular telephone location data was also analyzed later, and it was revealed that she and Specialist Robinson were near the Leon River together on 4/23 and 4/26. Based upon the data, personnel from the USACID, Bell County Sheriff's Office, and Texas Rangers searched the Leon River site in Belton, Texas on June 21st. A burn site with disturbed earth was identified. What appeared to be burned remains of a plastic tote or tough box were found near an area where Specialist Robinson's phone pinged. The soil beneath the burn site was remarkably softer and moister than the soil found at similar depths, merely feet away, and had an odor of decomposition. However, no remains were located. About 1 p.m. on June 30th, 2020, USCID was notified that contractors working on a fence adjacent to the Leon River in Belton, Texas, discovered what appeared to be human remains. USACID, along with the FBI, the BCSO, the USMS, and the Texas Rangers, searched the area and identified scattered human remains that appear to have been placed into a concrete-like substance and buried. Around 8:30 p.m. on June 30th, Aguilar was interviewed and admitted that Specialist Robinson told her on 4/22/2020 he struck a female soldier in the head with a hammer multiple times in his arms room, killing her on Fort Hood. Affiant knows that this arms room is located within the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States, and that in an area of exclusive federal jurisdiction. Aguilar advised the female soldier never made it out of the Army alive, referring to Fort Hood. Specialist Robinson then placed her in a box and moved the box to a location near the Leon River in Belton, Texas. Paragraphs 14 through 19 are a summary of Aguilar's statements to law enforcement on June 30th, 2020. On the evening of April 22nd, or the early morning of April 23rd, Specialist Robinson picked Aguilar up at a gas station she worked at and took her out to a site near the Leon River and near a bridge. A box with wheels and handles was already at the site. Specialist Robinson walked Aguilar over to the woods and opened up a box for Aguilar, and she saw a dead female inside the box. Aguilar, on a later date, identified the dead female as Vanessa Guillen. To more easily dispose of and to conceal the body of the dead female, Specialist Robinson and Aguilar proceeded to dismember the dead female's body. They used a hatchet or axe and a machete-type knife. They removed the limbs and the head from the body. Specialist Robinson and Aguilar attempted to burn the body, however, the body would not burn completely. They placed the dead female in 3 separate holes and covered up the remains. Based upon the aforementioned facts, there is probable cause to believe that a violation of Title 18, United States Code 1512C and K, that is, conspiracy to corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object, or attempts to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding, was committed by Cecily Aguilar. Additionally, the original offense of murder was committed on the Fort Hood military installation located within the Waco Division of the Western District of Texas, a place of special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the federal government. A murder at Fort Hood and any related obstruction offenses would be pursued as a criminal proceeding in the United States District Court, Western District of Texas. Accordingly, your affiant respectfully requests that an arrest warrant be issued for Cecily Aguilar. Further affiant saith not. Jonathan W. Vargas, Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation, subscribed and sworn to before me on the 2nd of July, 2020, Honorable Jeffrey C. Mansk, United States Magistrate Judge. Upon conviction, Aguilar faces up to 20 years in federal prison and a maximum of a $250,000 fine. She remains in custody at this time, awaiting her initial appearance in federal court in Waco. The hearing is expected to take place early next week. Agents and investigators from USACID, FBI, Texas Rangers, Bell County Sheriff's Office, Killeen Police Department, Belton Police Department, Texas Parks and Wildlife, and the U.S. Marshals Service are continuing to investigate this case. Assistant U.S. Attorneys Mark Frazier and Greg Loth are prosecuting this case on behalf of the government. And just a reminder that a criminal complaint is merely a charge and should not be considered as evidence of guilt. The defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And that's what we have right now for you on this case, and we will definitely be keeping you updated on any further developments. Our hearts go out to the Guillen family and to Vanessa's friends, and Vanessa, we hope that she is now resting in peace. It's a very, very tragic thing, and should not have happened, obviously, but our hearts are definitely with hearts and prayers with the family and friends of Vanessa. So again, I will keep you updated on any further developments, and I hope you all have a nice day and a good holiday weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.